update on the progress of the build. So yeah, this one is low. So I emailed Falcon EV and got a quote on one. They're about $40 before shipping. So I could put out for it, but to tell you the truth, I don't know how good the rest of them are, to tell you the truth. Well, I mean, they hold a charge and you can fly around quite a bit, and they don't drop as bad, but they are old. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run a couple of headways in series off this one. I'll just remove it, and then I'll make another cable going from here to a headway cell, or double a headway cell, and then out to the negative. So, these are 12, the headway's 10, so, or 20 if I double them up. It'll pretty much even out because I'm pretty sure these aren't 12 anymore. These are probably 9, if that. So, update on the build. I got the screws in the panels, both sides. Bolts in there. Nice like that on both sides. Nicely bolted up. And spent the day cleaning and prepping for paint. Just countersank all the screw holes and filled them in. Sanded it. Getting it ready anyway. The bolts, actually how I mounted them was pretty interesting. I didn't want to use something that would sink into the wood, because it would basically weaken the wood and it could split down the road. So what I did was I sandwiched the bolt in between the softwood with a piece of hardwood, and then I clamped it with glue. It should keep them from pulling through. I'm doing this with one hand here, so bear with me. There we go. It usually does come off quite easy with two hands. There we go. As you can see, basically what I did is I hollowed out the middle and then a little bit of the softwood, and then when I I clamped it down before I put the bolt in, and then I drilled a hole until it dropped into the void, and then I took it off, put the bolt in, sunk it in, filled it full of glue, and clamped it down. And they're all like solid, they're not going anywhere. I could actually use screws too, but since this is a hardwood, I found even if you countersink a hole, it'll split. So it should be more than enough. It's adequate. I got them on both sides, all the way around. So that'll do for that. Didn't add too much weight to it. And I'll tell you about the fire I had last week. This pack here, which is now 2 packs of Success. It was a 48-volt pack. It was in this box here. I put all the insulators in and taped it all up, got all ready to go. Went to slide it back into here, no problem. And then I went to put the last screw in here, and I'm thinking I'm home free, no problems. But then all of a sudden I see this little puff of smoke come out of the box, and I'm like, oh, here we go. I'm gonna lose everything. All the BMS wires, I used bad gauge wire, and I guess one of them pinched against the pole, and it basically had a major meltdown of huge proportion. It literally melted and burned the fiberglass insulator that was over the top. You can still see some of the blackness on it. I cleaned most of it off. All the black insulators that were on top were melted, so I had to peel them all off and use electrical tape. Replaced all the insulators with new ones. This pole, or this crossover thingy here, was basically burnt. It used to look like that. It acted as a fuse and just popped, so I had to put a piece of copper over that, re-weld it, soldered it. They're good now. Like, they still hold a charge. The batteries just shrugged it off, but it was pretty scary. I had to run it outside and take it apart as it was smoking and fire was flowing out of it. It's hilarious. But it survived. We'll be doing that again. So now these packs here, these aren't going back in this case. They're too dangerous. These will be going in there. So forget that. So that's the progress so far. Besides the fire, the box is coming along really good. It's ready for paint. And I got my headway cells coming in. So we'll be hooking those up. And a bunch of other parts from Hobby King that I'll be doing some reviews on, chargers and that. But that's to come. You know how quickly Hobby King stuff is moving these days. So we'll see.